Welcome to class. We're going to begin in a seated position and then recline. So if you'd like to sit on the edge of a blanket, that'll put your nice tilt and curve in the lower back. Nice natural curve. So let's sit up on the edge. Feel the sits bones as your anchor. So speaking of anchor, we're going to be bringing some elements into the practice today, particularly water and air, just because this week is, it's spring, but also we have Earth Day coming. So we want to bring a celebration of all those elements in. So let's take a comfortable seat for a wee bit here and bring that sits bones on the edge of the blanket. Close the eyes. We can just begin right away to cut out our distractions and go inward and notice the flow of the breath. So if you'd like to join me, placing a hand on the heart and a hand on the belly, then you can really notice the path of your breath into your hands. Feel the handprint against you and feel the breath, feeling that handprint on the inhale. And then gently dropping on the exhale. See if you can feel the belly as well, just to influence the breath before you get into a deeper breath practice. So I have our hands this way because we're bringing that water and air elements into some focus today. These focal points of the body as well have air and water elements. So the sacral area is a water element representation in our yogic tradition of chakras. And then at the heart, with your hand on that heart, that's celebrating that space, the air around us. So continue your easy breath to begin with, focusing on those energy centers that lighting up the sacrum area around the pelvis, and then lighting up the heart space. The sacral area representing that water, the flow, the freedom. See if we can embody some of that fun and flexibility, all of those words associating with water. Feel free to envision your favorite body of water as we travel with the breath. And then traveling up to that other handprint against the heart. The heart is connecting that with the air around us, with the infinite, the space. So we've got the flow of water, also that sense of possibility and the infinite around us. And the breath, of course, connects us to all of the elements. If you can begin to notice an ocean sound to your breath, you can really influence that with Ujjayi breath if you breathe in through the nostrils. And then out through the nostrils, but gently close the throat just a little bit so it creates that wave sound. And as you take that wave sound within you, you can envision the ocean swells. So the ocean breathing as well, with not just the waves, but the deeper swells of the waves. So when you're in that deep ocean, the water rising and falling with like a breath pattern, right? So it doesn't have to be the crash of the waves. It can just be that very, sometimes gentle, sometimes not so gentle, ups and downs of the water, connecting with the sky above. So notice again, feel that impact of your hands on the body, and then drop the hands to the thighs. Inhale, let's see if we can grow a little taller through that inhale, and exhale, drop the shoulders away from the ears, flutter the eyes open, and we'll take a gentle twist before we go down to the floor. Walk the left hand over to the right knee and your right fingertips behind you. So we just take our time today, kind of flowing like a nice gentle stream. Inhale, take your right arm up to the sky. So see if you can get that length on the right side as you inhale. And as you exhale, drop the hand down to the floor. Feel that twist a little bit more. Maybe bring the gaze softly over the right shoulder. And then swivel back to center. Inhale. Let's take the right hand over to the left knee. Fingertips on the left behind you. And gentle, easy twist over to the left. On your next inhale, let's lift the left arm up to the sky. Lengthen that left side. Inhale. Really reaching through the crown of the head, connecting to the sky, the infinite, and then drop the fingertips to the earth on the left side. See how much more we can bring this into the twist. Anchor down through the sits bones. Look over the left shoulder. Tapping into your spine, just kind of getting a sense of the mood of your spine today. Let's come back and face forward, and let's transition so we can open that heart space and really relieve the hunching of the lower back that actually kind of closes the heart down, protects the heart. But let's see if we can expand that a bit. So we'll do our lovely blanket roll 3/4 of the way up the mat, and we're going to place our feet at the bottom of the mat. Just spread the toes and use your hands to help you ease yourself down over the blanket. You want the blanket behind your shoulder blades, about the bottom tips of the shoulder blades, and notice that the shoulder sockets are rolling off the blanket onto the mat. You can take your arms into a gentle cactus position or out into the T. And soften the back of the skull on the mat. So if that feels too hard for you, like the hard surface, not difficult hard, but just hard surface, you can take another blanket roll under the head. And see if you can settle in here with the feet hip width apart, and the knees can come together or be hip width apart. We're settling back into the breath, really noticing again the rise and fall of the belly and chest, particularly in this elevated position where that heart light can shine upward, connecting with our space around us. And drop the shoulder blades, the shoulder sockets towards the mat as you follow your breath in through the nose, out through the nose. Almost a humming sound within your throat. Now bring your mind's eye to those handprints on the body. Just feel the handprints. Now that we don't have them on the body, we can still feel that warmth. See if you can breathe into those handprints again. Then ease yourself down with each exhale onto the mat, echoing this sense of fluidity along with the sound of that fluidity in your breath. 5 rotations of breath here. See if you can lengthen each exhale on each 5 times. Expanding that sense of inhale, the longer you let that exhale out. Really explore the breath, explore the shape of the breath. As you inhale, notice the back of your ribs and that imprint, that effect on the blanket below you. So you have that support beneath you. I'm supported in my breath. Let's do one more meditative rotation of breath, setting an intention for whatever outcome you'd like of this practice today. And gently flutter the eyes open, roll towards your right or left side, off the blanket. Take the blanket away from the mat and come on back down with the knees bent and the feet nice imprinted on the mat. Beautiful footprint with the spread toes. And take the arms, drape them next to the body. Take the fingertips and touch the back of the heels for a nice bridge alignment. Before we go up into the bridge though, let's just keep the arms draped, nice and grounded. And let's turn the head side to side. So turn the right ear towards the mat. Inhale, trace that line up towards the sky. Exhale. And let's take the left ear towards the mat. Go back and forth following the breath. I'm just going to liberate my ponytail here so I can do that. Roll the head side to side. And feel that gentle massage on the back of the skull as you roll the head side to side. Maybe you get an increased capacity of flexibility on the side as you repeat. Allow your breath to be the guide. And then let's look up at the sky. And we can take gentle circles here. So you'll feel those circles massaging the back of the skull, but imagine drawing circles with your chin above you or with your nose. So imagine drawing circles in the sky in one direction. And as you do this, your chin lowers towards the chest, and then the chin lifts up. And one more circle this direction. Inhale, let's change directions. Getting more hydration into the neck and air. We're getting a little more airspace into our spine in between the vertebrae, right? We want to lengthen. Great. Slow that down, bring it to stillness. And now inhale deep into that belly. Exhale, bring the chin towards the jugular notch. We sometimes do this sitting up. Let's try it lying down. So you're looking at your heart, imagining a beautiful light shining out of that heart. And then trace the chin along the collarbones towards the right shoulder. Pressing down with your arms, make sure you release those shoulders towards the mat. And then trace the line back to the center and then over to the left shoulder. Come back to center and then look up in a neutral gaze. And then look up behind you, lifting the chin, feeling that arch in the neck. Inhale and then look up at the sky. Great. Now we're set up and nice and aligned for a nice bridge over our troubled or not troubled waters. Let's take the feet on the mat, really imprint the feet, and then pressing the arms into the mat, tilt the hips so you're lifting up towards the sky. And then just fluidly, like a wave on the ocean, lift the arms up towards the sky and then above next to the ears. Feel the length here. Fill the belly with a nice long inhale and then exhale, reach up towards the sky, drape the arms and drape the spine down towards the mat. We're going to do 5 repetitions of this beautiful wave. Echoing this with your breath, getting a nice core engagement. Squeeze an imaginary block between your thighs so you've got that entire engagement along the body. Don't forget that beautiful sound wave of the breath. 2 more times. And then you feel your wave action come back to the mat. Feel the alignment of that sacrum. So again, we've got the water element associated with the sacrum, and just appreciate that lovely anchor we've got there and behind the pelvis. And then that just gracefully goes up to that arch in the lower back, lifting off the mat slightly. Notice that great alignment all the way past your heart, all the way up to the skull, back of the skull and sacrum aligned. This sets us up really nicely for dropping into those hips right away in a figure four. Inhale the left knee towards the chest, circle your ankle, get some fluidity there as well. And then take the left ankle over the right thigh. Notice right away that your left hip is getting an opening here as well. Let's see if we can bring the mind's eye on an inhale to the sacrum, filling the belly, and see if you can gently imprint the sacrum and notice that alignment it brings to your hips when you imprint it on the mat. Press through your right foot and notice again, we get some more evenness through the hips as we press the foot. Even if you were just here like this, you'd have a great opening. You can take your left hand to the left thigh and gently counter pressure your thigh and your hand. And then inhale, if you can, the right leg towards the right thigh, towards the body. Hold on to the back of the thigh. Now we want to see if we can keep both those feet active. So imagine pressing the right foot into a wall or into that floor and see how that wakes up the whole body. Like the whole thing just becomes more enlightened by keeping those feet engaged. Inhale, find the sacrum. Exhale, see if you can hug that knee a little bit more, dropping into that left hip. If you feel like you can rock inch by little inch side to side, encouraging that left hip to open up, you can do that. Bringing some fluidity, some sense of smoothness into the hips. Deep inhale. Exhale, release the leg down, release the foot to the floor, unwind the legs. Inhale the right knee towards the chest. Give it a hug and circle the ankle all the way down to the toes. Just feel that awakeness there and change directions with the circles. Bring the right ankle to the left thigh. Let's find that sacrum again, and let's press through the left foot and feel the hips square. At that point, take the right hand to the right thigh, gently counter pressure here. Maybe this maybe this hip feels tighter than the other. Most likely, they're not symmetrical. Then let's inhale and see if we can bring that left thigh towards the body. Press again through the left foot and see if it can imagine that surface below or at a wall, deepening the stretch. Feel free to cradle here, rocking side to side. Again, bringing that awareness to the sacrum. So we're giving a tiny massage there, as well as dropping into our hips. Nice. And gently release the foot down, unwind, straighten the legs, and we're going to flip over onto our bellies. And we could not celebrate water without a nice swim practice here. So let's take our forehead to the mat and lengthen out the arms next to the ears.
And just rest that third eye. Drop all of those worries and thoughts. On an inhale and an exhale, release. And appreciate this earth below us, all of its resources, sending good intentions to the earth and its waterways and airways, all of that. Let's take our locust pose. So inhale, bring the head off the mat, the arms and the legs. Pointing the tailbone towards the heels will bring that core into action. As you inhale, lengthen away with your fingertips and your toes. As you exhale, everything finds the floor again. Let's inhale again. Feel length through the spine. And exhale, find the earth. One more time, inhale up. Tone the navel towards the spine, exhale down. And then on our next inhale, we'll take our mind to a beautiful body of water. So any body of water that you love, a river, a lake, the ocean, whatever, a pool, anything you love to swim in. Inhale, lift everything up, and let's paddle the arms and legs. Keep the head nice, crown of the head reaching towards the hands. Paddle, paddle. Try to relax the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, drop everything down, one ear to the mat. Take the arms out into cactus. Nice comforting pose, and then just rock the hips side to side. So we're going to continue that nice fluidity, coming up into a cobra. So take the tops of the feet, let's find them, the big toes find each other, and the tops of the feet press into the mat. Bring the forehead to the mat again, aligning a nice long spine. And point the tailbone towards the heels, and you'll feel that glute engagement, deep core around the sacrum. And then bring the hands next to the shoulders, elbows at the ribs, pull back towards the heels, and inhale, peel yourself off the mat. Keep the gaze a little bit forward. Exhale down. Same wave action as we had in our bridge. Keeping soft. One more in silence following that ocean breath. Beautiful. Now curl the toes under, and we're going to move back towards our all fours. So press in with the hands, however you want to easily get your way there. And take a blanket under your knees. Sorry, I got to fix my hair here while you get yourself settled. And just make sure you cushion cushion the shins and have the kneecap over the edge of the blanket. So no pressure on the knees here. Everything should feel like we're floating, right? Today's practice is air and water, which both get to celebrate that word float. Keep that sense of lightness and floating as we flow. So we're going to do that. Hands and knees. Great. And wrists below the shoulders, knees below the hips. Inhale into a nice neutral spine. Exhale, just feel the toning of bringing those armpits towards the ribs, nice and strong. From this strength within, we're going to tuck into a cat pose. So inhale, tuck the tailbone, tone the navel towards the spine, which just naturally arches the spine up towards the sky. Separate the shoulder blades, look down at the knees. Get into the nitty gritty of this cat pose, right? You can just do it without being as mindful, but if you get into the details, stay here in this arch. Inhale, exhale, lift the tailbone. Drop the navel towards the floor. Bring the shoulder blades together. Exhale it out and look up.
Okay, let's do a few more times where you follow the sound of your breath. The spine is an extension of your breath. Find yourself in a neutral spine again. And we're going to take the forearms down to the mat and the palms down to the mat. Spread the fingers so we really get a sense of our contact here on the mat. Full fingertips, full hand. And you want to keep the elbows below the shoulders. So here your gaze is soft, looking down, and we're going to puff up through the back of the heart. Inhale towards the sky, lift the back, so separate the shoulder blades. We're just going to lift that mid back up towards the sky. And then we're going to bring the shoulder blades together, and that automatically melts the heart towards the earth. Inhale it back up again. Exhale it down. So we'll be using this skill a little bit later on. In dolphin, we'll be covering that. One more time. Maybe you're noticing a little more flexibility each time. Great. And now we'll bring the hips back to the heels. Reach the arms out long. Drape this, make it luxurious. Bring the forehead to the mat. Now we're going to rock side to side here so that the length of the spine is getting a nice roll out. Kind of reminds me of when we used to bake things and you can roll a long dough into a long cylinder and you just roll it around. So it's kind of like that type of thing on the spine, just rolling and massaging. Side to side here. Great. And then let's lift ourselves up to kneeling. If you're comfortable kneeling, if you want to come to the cross-legged, that's okay too. We're just going to do a few shoulder openers so we can get ourselves ready for dolphin. So I'm going to kneel, and feel free to put a blanket behind your knees. So anytime, anything, just make anything comfortable for you, for your practice. Make it a celebration of your connection to the flow and the infinite. Okay, come on to our kneeling. Take the fingertips beside you just to make sure that we're gathering that length upward towards the sky through the sides of the body, right? Inhale the arms up there towards the sky. Just see if you can wiggle the fingers and reach up for imaginary apple pick on one side and then the other. Great. And then we're going to sweep out into our T-arms, toning in. So we lift up the shoulders towards the ears on an inhale, drop down on the exhale, feel the length. And then we're going to take eagle arms. So sweep the right arm under left, and then the back of the hands together. And then we're going to, or you can take the palms together for the full wrap. So eagle arms here. Really a nice benefit if we take the elbows over to the right shoulder and look over the right shoulder. Exhale back to center, look forward, and then slide to the left and look over the left. Slide back to center, look up, bring the elbows up, trace a beautiful line upward. Exhale, trace that same line down, bring the elbows towards the navel, bow down, dedicate whatever you'd like here, bowing down to whatever you respect, and then come on back up. Sweep the arms out, wingspan, exhale, left arm under right, back of the hands together or palms. Keep those elbows at our shoulder height, relax the face. And then we'll take the elbows over to the left, looking over the left shoulder. And then float the elbows back to center and over to the right. Look over the right shoulder. And then back to center. Looking up at our amazing sky, let's just envision and dedicate this to clear skies, clear air for everyone. And then down, trace that line down, elbows to navel. Drop the head, relax the face. Beautiful. Come on back up. Yes. And then unwind. Shake that out. Take a gentle twist here through the spine, one side and then the other. And then come on back. And we're going to come to all fours. I'm just going to cover some basics of dolphin so that you're doing this to your benefit. Now, if you've had some shoulder surgeries or anything really complicated like that, I highly recommend you just do a down dog. But down dog has major benefits as well. Just, the whole water theme and dolphin can be great for opening that heart and for the shoulders as well. So let's come to all fours again. And remember we did that puff up with the back of the heart. So we're going to do that again with the forearms on the mat. So when you go into dolphin, you want to keep the elbows and the shoulders aligned. You don't want to, and you always want to have that energy of that armpit towards the ribs. So you want to keep that strength through the shoulders so you don't overstrain them. And you want to definitely keep this nice and steady, the elbows towards the elbows and shoulders aligned. Now with your hands, you have a choice. You can take the palms down. You can just try this in all fours. So take the palms down and just feel that alignment if you keep the forearms, the hands in line with the shoulder line. Or you can take the hands into prayer position, right? And pressing the sides of the hands into the mat, press the hands together. And see which one of those is a little more empowering for you. If you press the hands together in prayer, maybe that enlivens your shoulders a little more. Or you can take the palms down and press into the mat. Inhale, puff up the back again. Let's just do a puff there. And separate the shoulder blades and exhale, melt down. And then come on back up. So we're finding that neutral space in between, right? So find your hands, whatever you feel comfortable with. Okay, and then other nice tips for dolphin is just keep the spine nice and long. You can keep the knees bent if you want, it's fine. And just keep the face relaxed. Keep that fluidity, playful, flexible, fun part of our theme. Okay, now for the toes. Curl the toes under. Again, come up into down dog if you'd like, it's no problem. Curl both toes under evenly. Knees hip width apart, and lift the knees off the mat. Bring the ribs towards the thighs and bring the ears between those upper arms. And now if this is fine, if you just want to do a setup here, it's fine. You don't have to go any further into the pose. You can just bring your knees down and go into child's, whatever you need to do. But this is a nice intro into the pose. Is just to bring those shoulders back, melt the heart so that your heart is looking at your feet. Inhale, lengthen your back up in a diagonal. Exhale, just look at the toes and feel that opening already, that melting of the heart towards the heels. Okay, and come down, back into child's. So I don't want to force anybody into this. These are just suggestions. So again, check in with your shoulders right about now. Inhale. Exhale. Don't pressure yourself. If you want to go into downward dog, you can do that. You can just also give it another try. Maybe change the position of the hands like to prayer. Great. Lift the knees up, curl the toes under.
And then just bring those ears towards the upper arms. And if you want to straighten out your legs, you can do that. If you have this practice, you can do that. Inhale, let's lengthen the back. And exhale, bring the knees down. Take the palms up towards the sky and just slide back into child's. If you're not in child's and you don't like to do that, you can come onto your back and just hug the knees. Dolphin, great for the immune system, keeping the head low, below the heart. Great for spine flexibility, for unrounding, for opening our heart. So many benefits in the hips as well. Connecting all the dots. And then bring the palms to the mat. And we'll ease up towards kneeling and then towards all fours as we go towards our standing sequence. So that was our dolphin review. We can always do that again sometime. Curl the toes under, lift the knees off the mat as we come towards mountain pose. So bring the ribs towards the thighs, move that blanket aside. Feet are hip width apart, and we're going to hang the head down. Shake the head yes, and shake the head no. Release the neck, allow a bit of traction into that neck. No force, just a nice traction. So sweep your arms next to the body, take the hands to the sacrum. So we're just connecting again with that sacrum. If you can clasp your fingers together so that the thumbs are resting on the sacrum, that's great. And now inhale yourself into a flat back, stepping strong through the feet. Inhale, really inflate the back. Exhale, keep the hands at the base of the spine as you come up towards standing. Drop the hands towards the floor and notice as you stand up, you get that automatic opening across the collarbones. Inhale through the crown of the head as you feel the anchor of the feet on the mat. And now maybe you can open up the collarbones a little more, bringing the gaze up at the sky, keeping that connection open. Oh, beautiful. And now let's take the hands to the side. So we're in mountain. We're going to transition between our warrior one to eagle to the front of the mat. So let's step to the back of the mat if you're not there already. Inhale. Exhale, take a nice fluid step forward with your right foot. Find your warrior feet. This is warrior one. We have the hips pointing forward. Take those right toes towards the top of the mat. Back toes angled at 30 degrees. Inhale the arms above the head so we find that length first, that connection to the sky. Inhale, exhale, drop the hips, bend the front knee, and you can adjust those toes, those feet, just little inch by little inch so we can get a little lower. And find your comfort spot here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale the shoulders away from the ears. Bring the hands into prayer position. Make sure that back knee is comfortable. We don't want to mess up our alignment. If you're angled out too far, bring it a little closer or widen your stance. Look up at your hands if you can. Exhale, swan dive those arms out. Bring the hands to the hips. And then we're going to tiptoe forward. And I'm going to turn so you can see me, but we're going to take that. So the left foot is still behind us and we're evening out our hips with the hands. We're going to take the toe and we're going to just make a beautiful arc with our toe around the body. So to the side and in front. And then that left toe, they're going to curl under and we're going to come around the right foot. So do that again, just sweep it around. And now we're going to marry those shins together so that we're bringing things into the center and we're moving toward eagle pose. Curl the left toes under. Really stand strong through your right foot. Right foot, yes. Inhale the arms out like we did before, wingspan. And now we're going to take the left arm under right. Eagle arms, we're familiar with those. And sit back into eagle as if you were sitting in a chair pose. Drop
the sits bones back. Keep the knees behind, nice and aligned and attached to each other. You can lift your left foot off the mat if you want to try that balance, but make sure that you're steady through the core and your gaze. Make this transition smooth as we come out of the pose. Unwind the arms, unwind the feet together. Beautiful. Inhale the arms up towards the sky. Look up. And then exhale, the most beautiful body of water that you want to dive into is beneath you. And we're going to hinge at the hips and swan dive down. Find the mat with your hands. If that means bending the knees, that's fine. And then walk the feet back to our down dog. And pedal your feet here. That same philosophy with dolphin. Let's lengthen the spine in that diagonal. Each exhale brings the heel towards the floor. Maybe both heels towards the floor. Core engaged. Keep steady in the hips. And then bend the knees as you walk the hands back towards the feet. Ease your head down. Sweep the arms back. Touch that sacrum again. Clasp the fingertips. Thumbs at the sacrum. Inhale into a flat back, bent knees. So we're kind of coming up almost into a chair, but with a flat back. Inhale. Feel that sacrum connection, and then hinging at the hips, stand up. Drop the hands again. Here we are opening up towards the sky. Look up. Exhale, step, release the hands, step the left foot forward, set up for our warrior. And we're dropping that hip energy downward as after we set up the feet. Exhale, bend the front knee. Inhale the arms above the head. I should have done that first, but lengthen out here. So the energy is inhaling up, lengthening the side bodies. The exhale is dropping into the hips. Find a nice steady foundation here before we bring the hands together. And then the palms come together. Inhale, look up. Exhale, wingspan out with the arms and then around to the hips. And we're going to tiptoe forward or just step forward toward mountain, but keep that back foot pointing back, the right foot, and then draw that nice arc sideways rainbow around you. And then bring the right toes, curl them under in front of the left foot around the other side, setting up for our other eagle. And then sweep the arms out to this side, this time right arm under left. Got our nice twisty here. Drop the hips down into a eagle, which in the hips, this echoes chair. Make this one leg if you want to lift the right toes off the mat. Find your center. Ujjayi breath. Inhale, or next we'll unwind yourself, sweeping out fluidly. So we've got from our dolphin all the way up to our eagles. Mountain at the top of the mat. Inhale the arms up. Dive down into another amazing clean body of water. Hands find the mat and we walk back to down dog. 2 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Another breath. Beautiful. And then walk the hands back. Keep the knees bent if you'd like. And now from here, let's see if we can just
practice straightening one leg and then the other. Take the fingertips to the mat. If that brings you up a little higher, see if we can get into our hamstrings a little bit. Now, if you have back issues like lower back, herniation or anything, come up to a flat back and hinge at your hips and just kind of gently bend and straighten. Beautiful. And then bend the knees again. Come towards the mat, bring the ribs to the thighs, and then bring your toes out. Begin to come towards a squat. Keep your hands down for support on the mat. You're going to turn the toes out only as far as the knees and the hips can turn out. Might want to widen your stance, just a little creep out there, a little bit with your toes and feet, and then bring the hips down to the earth. You can sit on a block or you can just feel that root of the pelvis. And then take the hands into prayer. So the back of the upper arms, the back of the triceps is on the knees. So there's a nice flow between those energies, right? We're pressing in with the shins and thighs and out with the triceps. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, press the hands together, really bringing into that prayer position center. Finding balance. Maybe bringing more connection into the body, more connection with nature around us, echoing that harmony. And then take the hands to the mat. Just allow yourself to turn over, and we'll do some more bridging and grab a strap. Ease the spine down. And then we'll take just one bridge, taking those feet. Fingers touch the back of the heels. Lift the hips up, reach the arms up. Nice wave. See if this feels a little bit different, maybe more centered. Ujjayi breath, let it go. Bring yourself down to the mat. Great, inhale those knees to the chest. We'll just take circles with the knees together in one direction, appreciating that sacrum again. And then in the other direction. And then take the hands to the back of the thighs. And we'll take the knees towards the armpits. And this is our supported happy baby. You can find that sacrum and see if you can plant it a little more on the mat. On your next inhale, maybe bring the feet up to the sky, so the soles of the feet up to the sky. Maybe the hands go on the shins or on the sides of the feet. Connect with that breath into the belly, against the thighs, and roll side to side like we were earlier with our figure 4. Making this whole concept of that flexibility and fun super great theme with happy baby, making it fun. Trying to bring that fun into every one of our moments of life, right? And then bring those feet together, the soles of the feet, hold on to the ankles, and just butterfly out with those knees. Hold that there. And then release the ankles, bring the feet to the floor, grab the strap. Where's my strap? Somewhere around here. There it is.
And we're going to take a lasso around that right foot. So bend the right knee and then lasso that foot up with the strap, keeping the left knee bent. Just find that length on the right side. And you can take it to a diagonal. Inhale, feel the length of that leg. Exhale, feel the top of that femur bone going downward towards the hip socket. Bring that energy of water to the hips so that, it can feel kind of sticky or rusty in there. So let's see if we can just bring that fluid sense there. Great. And then we'll take both straps in the right hand and then out to the right. Just keep the left knee bent while you bring that right leg out to the right. You can even take that left knee and counterbalance out to the right, to the left. Imagine the legs just floating in water, right? You'd have a lot less, probably just float more, just less sense of weight. And then take that left foot to the floor, anchor it down, bring that right leg over, bridge up with your left side so that we come over on the left side and the right foot comes down to the floor. Take both sides of the strap into your left hand and just see if that left knee can move towards the back of the mat a little more. Right hand to the heart, elbow to the sky, turn into a twist, open up that right hand, right arm nice and long on the right side, and the gaze. You can try to find that left foot with your right hand, but honestly, don't push it. Please just open up and melt into your twist. Exploring space. So much of our practice is just making shape in space that's so different from our regular habits. Finding possibilities. Sweep that right arm, touch the sky, and then back to that strap where we'll just come onto the back, release that leg. Inhale the left knee to the chest. Do a nice counter on the other side. So straighten out the left leg. Hold those reins. Drop into the hip. Man, hamstrings. Hamstrings keep it all connected. Inhale. Ujjayi breath. Exhale. Take it out to the left. And then take that right knee out to the side if you can. See if you can take that right foot, really bring it back and full footprint on the mat. Guide the left knee up towards this left leg up towards the sky, and then bridge up so that we can come over onto that right side nice and aligned with the hands both strapped on the right hand. Gaze soft, and then bring the left hand to the heart. And trace that line with the elbow in the sky, open up to the left. Left twist. If you find your back foot, great. If not, find the support beneath you. The kind of support that just says you can release. Another inhale. Another exhale. And then come on back up with that strap, and then bend the knee, release the strap, release your body onto the mat. Let it go. Straight legs out, flop the feet out to the side, shimmy the shoulders underneath you, palms to the sky. Find your breath again, close the eyes so we can seal all of this lovely practice together into the body, bringing it in. Listen to your breath. Explore the body, scan. Notice the changes in the body. Notice your original intention and outcome you wanted. Now just float. Because we have the water air theme, we can float on a cloud. We can float on a floated device on a beautiful lake or wherever you want. Bring that lightness into your breath. Clean breath. All the resources we need are here within us, are around us. Simply by breathing is an expression of love and appreciation for our bodies, for the resources we have. And may that echo out into harmony with our amazing planet. Bless our oceans, bless our waterways, our skies. On your next exhale, wiggle the fingers and the toes. Bend the elbows and the knees. Roll over onto your right side. Ease yourself up to seated position. Head is the last to rise. Sitting up tall. Hands in Anjali Mudra, prayer position. Thank you so much for joining me in this practice today. Namaste.